Folks, we have a little segment here on Adventuring Academy where we dig into the hot button issues, the big high stakes, not really high stakes, incredibly low stakes. It's very, very frivolous. But we get into the discussions and debates that are rocking the TTRPG world. This is Contested Role. Here in Contested Role, we take an issue that is rocking the TTRPG world and we hash it out definitively here in the Adventuring Academy. Sam, guaranteed, if there is a position or a debate or a piece of discourse that you want to get into, I guarantee you I will full-heartedly take whatever the opposite position is.
Power gamers, mighty or menace?
Ooh, wow. All right. And delineation, power gamers. We're talking about the classic, the min-maxer, the optimizer, the person that builds the character around the concept of, great.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And what position do you feel most excited to take in terms of power gamers, helpful or menace?
Power gamers are mighty. Menacingly mighty if we have the right intimidation check, which we do.
So you're coming out pro-optimization.
Yes, I have to defend my people.
Wow. Well, let me tell you something. I believe we all remember the classic stories of myth and fantasy and legend. We remember Lord of the Rings, Frodo Baggins, a 10-foot tall, 20 strength Hulk barbarian, unkillable. Or wait, no, that's not what happened. He was a fun little guy with hairy feet who liked to have a bunch of meals in the day. Fantasy thrives on underdogs. And if you are constantly making unkillable contraptions of rules-bending, edge-case demigods, you will never get the feeling of being the little guy triumphing over the forces of evil.
Oh, yes, demigods. That's why Hercules was just 10s in all attributes across the board. That's why there was flavor. There was something notable. I'm sorry, have you never met a specialized person in your life? Have you never met that person who wanted to be a doctor from a very young age, who studied, who really went hard, who min-maxed? Does that not reflect life? Are we only allowing ourselves to have the bland?
What you call the bland, I call the exploration of the intricacies of the unlikely hero. The youngster, secluded on a farm, perhaps a moisture farm on the far desert planet of Tatooine. If you looked at Luke Skywalker's character sheet, you'd see 10s across the board, okay? That's the kind of hero we love. And again, for those that are playing at home, let's talk about the time spent having to learn and focus and maximize on all those rules. Maybe someone wants to take a starter character sheet and jump into battle as that folksy, charming hero figure we've all come to know and love.
So isn't it great that their fellow player at the table has an expert tank who will protect them from the consequences of their own actions?
Look, all I'm going to say is this, okay? The game of Dungeons & Dragons is for people of all walks of life. And I think that embracing some of the historical tropes of unlikely heroes and those that have come from a non-adventuring background, not everyone in our world is Sherlock Holmes. Not everyone is the Hulk. Not everyone is Jean Grey. Not everyone is the most super duper maximized person. And maybe the little guy should win one every once in a while.
And that is what I know you for, Brennan. You only tell one type of character. It's why unlikely heroes are what we see across the board exclusively, because what is better than monotony?
And that's Contested Role! That's the hardest thing I've ever had to do, because I agree with you with every fiber of my being. That That was a complete farce. I love optimizing characters so much.
You don't say. What kind of optimizing son of a bitch would put you in such a disadvantageous position?
Oh my God, I got caught.
Don't play the game.
I've been had.